So I was just sitting here in my office, as one does, thinking about how I haven't had a lot of time to make book blurbs over everything I've read recently, and how I've read a lot of really good books recently. And several people had told me that they watched my book blurbs to get ideas for what they could read next. So instead of making this a scripted production, I'm just gonna give you some book blurbs off the cuff that I think you need to check out. I'm really excited about these. So, did you see them? Okay. I know a lot of you probably read The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare when you were in middle school, right? And I bet some of you even read the Clockwork Angel series when you were in middle school. I didn't know these were so good. So I tried to read City of Bones years ago. I think I read it and then I was just like, meh. And so I never finished it. And then a senior last year told me, no, you've got to read the Clockwork Angel series. It's so much better. And it's historical fiction. That's not true. It's fantasy, but it's set in the past. It's set in London in the 1800s. It's so good. And if you don't think you like historical fiction, just forget that. You don't even notice. It's brilliant. So the ancestors, basically, of Jace and Clary from the Mortal Instruments are in these books. And you just, first of all, let me say that Clockwork Angel, well, you know what? You've probably read these already. If you're a reader, you probably read them in middle school. If you haven't read them yet, start here before you read the next book that I'm about to suggest. Clockwork Angel, then Clockwork Prince, and then Clockwork Princess. So good. This is really what I wanted to talk to you about because this is relatively new. This came out last year. So Chain of Gold is actually, so it's still sort of a prequel to the Mortal Instruments, but it's sequel to this series. Chain of Gold is about the children of the characters in Clockwork Angel series. I haven't been as obsessed with a book as this one in months, probably since Aurora Rising, because I was obsessed with that. Okay, so in Chain of Gold they switch points of view. Our main character probably is this lady, Cordelia Carstairs. Cordelia has sort of traveled around the world with her family. They're shadow hunters. And now she's in London because her dad's kind of in some legal trouble. And while she's in London, her job, again, we're talking a little bit of historical fiction here, is kind of to find a dude with a good family name and some money who can take care of her since her dad's in legal trouble. So she starts hanging out with people from the Clave who she's actually known all of her life. And one of the fellas' names is James Herondale. He's handsome, as you would expect. And, she's had a crush on him forever because they're childhood friends. And he is actually in love with someone else. I love it when books surprise me like that. He's in love with someone else. But Cordelia is she is still thrown in his circle all the time because she's destined to be parabatai with his sister Lucy. Again, if you're into shadow hunters, you know what all this means. If you aren't into shadow hunters, you should be. And so you know what? I don't even care if you start with the Mortal Instruments series. In fact, I wouldn't. You could start here. You could start with these. Anyway, there are Nephilim, obviously the shadow hunters. There are demons. There are downworlders. Magnus Bane makes another appearance. It's so good. The love story, the action, the really strong female warriors in the story, and boys who are very intelligent. I love the way Cassandra Clare doesn't leave the smarts up to the girls and the strength up to the dudes. No, she switches it around. She's equal, and it's great. one of the beautiful things that you're introduced to in this book is this group of boys who are sort of lovingly referred to as the Merry Thieves. You're gonna love them. I love a story about friendship too, and a group of boy best friends is really intriguing to me. I love it. Anyway, Chain of Gold is really good. So definitely check this one out. Chain of Iron is coming out, I think, in March, which is the next book. I don't know if there's just going to be 2, if there's going to be 3. And then, maybe check this out first. So good. Kind of more of the same. You got demons, you got Nephilim, you got downworlders. You have someone with shape-shifting power, and nobody knows what kind of creature they are or are not. And it's good. Anyway, like always, if you want to check out a book, you can email me and I will deliver it to your classroom if you want, or I'll deliver it to the office and you can go pick it up there, or you can just come down to the library and check it out. You can talk to me about it if you want some more details. Thanks for watching. Bye.